Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing some Raid Shadow Legends, and they do have summoning events going on right now where it is a ×2 chance of getting epic and legendary champions. However, if you want a free legendary champion of your own, if you actually download Raid Shadow Legends using my link down below or scanning the QR code on the screen and you are a new player, then you will start your account off on day 1 with the legendary champion Elenaril, who does have things like poison in her skills and HP burn, so she is going to make your journey just that much easier. And at level 25, I'm also going to send you a Uugo, who I can guarantee you are going to use throughout this game. I have been saving my shards, so 23 of these ones, the ×2 chance. I do also have a Primal shard, so you know what? Let's actually go ahead and just pull this one first. May as well see what rare, see what rare we can actually get from it. I am curious, actually, have you guys gotten anything good from your Primal shards? Please let me know. I'm like newer to the game, so I haven't pulled that many of them, but just for curiosity, because you can get a rare in there, but you also have the chance of getting a mythical. So very, very curious if you pulled anything from this, please let me know. All right, sacred shards though. Part of me is nervous because having saved them and seeing what we can potentially get from them, of course, seeing if we can also get any new epics. So this being one that I actually did not have, let's take a look at these skills really quick. So skill 1 here, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit heals this champion by 2% of their max HP. I feel like 2% feels a little low, but each hit also has a 20% chance of placing 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. So it is always nice when we have champs that do place poison. But let's take a look at the other skills. So skill 2 attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Okay, again, I have a few champs that do that. Places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for a turn. Also places a shield buff equal to 20% of this champion's max HP on all allies for 2 turns. Has a 30% chance of counterattacking when ally lizard men except this champ are attacked. Okay, so if you put this on a team with other lizard men, then I can see where you may potentially have some fun with that one. And the skills, and then faction crypts by 30%. I'm never going to complain about these because of the faction crypts. I will always take champs that I can use in there. Apart from that, I don't know if this is one that I am going to be building like off the hop right away, but we will keep going and see what else we can get. We got, I guess we're not quitting. We're not quitting. It's okay. We're going to have to keep playing. So yeah, be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the future videos, including ones that I will actually highlight. I will make a video specifically for this champion as well. However, let's take a look and see if this champion is, I guess, how good they actually are, or you know, how they rank, how they scale. But like I said, we're gonna keep playing now. Attacks one enemy has a 60% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for a turn. It's nice it's on a skill 1, decreasing their attack. No complaints there. Attacks an enemy has a 60% decreased defense, or sorry, increased words all over the place. Attacks an enemy and places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Once this is ascended, it places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to 20% of their max HP if this attack kills an enemy. Okay, so if we're actually able to kill anyone with this skill, then we are going to get a shield from it. So it looks like we have 2 skills and a passive, and that's it. Okay, revive. Oh, revive a random ally with 30% HP every time this champion kills an enemy. Resets the cools down. I can't speak anymore, guys. I'm too stoked that we actually got one. Resets the cooldowns on this champion's skills if this champion kills an enemy and all allies are alive. Okay, so interesting thing with this one is a lot of it is like he has to kill someone in order for something like extra in there to happen. So even though he only has 2 skills plus the passive, I feel like he's one that could potentially be a lot of fun. So I feel like he may potentially do quite a bit of damage. You're increasing the your defense buff on there. If you're able to actually kill with this skill, you're gonna have the shield in there as well. Now he is a defense-based champ, and I don't have very many of these ones. I do see a few potential areas in the game that I can use him. Regardless, I am excited. We got one. Let's go. Let's see if we can get anything else from this, or what else we'll get from the Sacreds. If we'll get another one, potentially. Enda Moonbeam. So the nice thing is that I also am getting epics and champions that I did not have previously. And I mean, there are so many champions in this game. Of course, I don't have anywhere near like half, like even a quarter of them, even less. Like, but the fact that we're avoiding getting a lot of duplicates is what I mean is nice. Okay, so first skill, attacks an enemy 30% chance of placing the decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Now, I do have other champs that do things like that, so that's okay. Second skill, attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has a 75% chance of increasing the duration of a random debuff on the target for a turn. Okay, it's random, so it's okay, but skill 3, attacks all enemies and 75% chance of placing a leech debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. The leech is nice, and the fact that it is an AoE is also something really nice. This one is interesting too, the fact that it's going to randomly increase the debuff. That being said, like looking at what she actually offers in terms of all her skills. Oh, and a passive, sorry. Increases the champion speed by 2 for each enemy under a leech debuff. That's okay. I guess if you have leech on them, you're going to increase your speed a little bit. Skills, I want to say a bit lackluster for comparing her to other epics. Kind of put it in that way. Terror Beast. Okay. So Terror Beast. First skill, attacks 1 enemy. Has a 20% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target skills by 1 turn at random. I mean, okay. Attacks 2 times at random. Places a 30% reflect damage buff on all allies for 3 turns. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Fully heals this champion if the target is killed by this attack. Places a stun debuff for 2 turns if the target survives. Okay, so it's either going to stun them if they survive, or if they kill them, then it's going to fully heal this champ. And then it has an aura. Again, I don't think it's a champ that I'm like running to build and like super excited to be like, yes, have to build it. We're going to see what we can get. Another legendary. Yo, let's go. Okay, well, we're definitely... nice. Definitely still playing. So she is a legendary support. So first skill, attacks 1 enemy, instantly activates 1 random continuous heal buff on all allies with less than 85% HP. Okay, so we're gonna have continuous heal. 1 random continuous heal buff on all allies. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of potential with the heals already. Removes all debuffs from a target ally, then heals that ally by 50% of this champion's max HP. We gotta build her tanky. The heal can be critical. If the target ally is not fully healed, it places a block damage buff on them for 2 turns. If the ally is fully healed, fills their turn meter by 50% and heals all allies equal to 50% of the surplus heal. Oh, that's a really interesting skill, actually. I like how you can go one way or the other in there. Okay. And then third skill places a 25% strengthen buff and 15% continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also decreases the cooldown of all ally skills except this champion by 1 turn. And then this one ultimately will have a 3-turn cooldown. And then the passive places a shield buff equal to 15% of this champion's max HP on the ally with the lowest HP for 2 turns at the start of this champion's turn. So yeah, essentially massive support unit. What I was saying earlier with the heals, because I could already see the little symbols at each of these skills so that we know she would be good. In terms, I do feel like she could be a very good support unit, obviously offering a lot of heals and a lot of support to the team. And again, not something that I currently really have, so she's not rated highly in there, but still a champ I'm excited for. Anytime that we get a legendary, we're excited for it. And we can always make use of champions, like I said, genuinely anywhere. Part of me wants to keep reading through all the champs that we're getting in terms of the epics, but the other part of me really wants to run through these summons and see if we can get any other legendaries. So getting 2 so far. So I actually got this one in my last summons that I did. So I have this champ already. And you guys actually commented on that video and told me like, congrats Cece, definitely build, worth it. He's good, so we'll take it. Now, if any of the epics that are coming up, you guys are suggesting like, oh, they're really good, you should build them if you don't already have, then yeah, leave those comments down below. I do look over the epics afterwards, and I had fully intended to look over all the skills, and then if we do that for every single champ, then I don't, like I said, I'm itching to kind of keep pulling. So the fact we got another one of these, our 3rd one. Do I need multiple? Do I need multiple of this champion? Let me know. All right, let's keep going. We have 12 more. Regardless, I am happy that we got 2. Now we got 3. 3 legendaries, you guys. Let's go. Like, ideally, I'm not expecting anything else from them. I know we have 12 more, and I know there is the ×2 chance of, like, pulling something, but still, you know? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the skills here. So first skill, attacks AoE. Oh, okay. Attacks all enemies and places a 5% poison debuff for 1 turn if this attack is critical. So obviously we need it to be critical so we can get poison in there. Attacks all enemies, removes all buffs, places a sleep debuff for a turn, 2 AoEs, resets the cooldown of all ally skills. It will not reset the cooldown of this champion's skills, will not reset the cooldowns of any other champions with this skill. Fair enough. Once it's ascended, it also fills the turn meter of all allies except this champion by 20%, and then speed lead in arena. So 100% we can use this champ in arena. Absolutely, 100%. We're going to, just looking at this though, the fact that we have 2 AoEs, I can 100% use this in multiple places in the game. So like I said, we can use this in arena, we can use this in dungeons. I'm already thinking of something like Spider, for example. Anything to do with like having the AoEs in there. However, I can also use them in Dragon. I can use them in Ice Golem. This is a really, really good champ, actually. Having 2 of the skills be AoEs, removing the buffs, placing a sleep debuff, having the chance of poison on there, and having the potential to reset the cooldown of all ally skills. Even with a 6-turn cooldown, that right there is actually huge. And I can see a lot of potential in him making my dungeon runs a lot faster in there. So genuinely super excited for this one. Like I said, I feel like there's multiple places we can definitely use this champion in the game. Let's keep going and see what else we can get from our last 12. Like I said, if they're epics at this point, I'm just gonna kind of skip over them. However, if you see one I should build, then let me know. I'm just super excited to keep pulling. Ooh, okay. This is one that I know a few people actually had suggested to me at some point in time that I should actually build that champ. That epic, so. I think it was mostly for clan boss people were suggesting to me, but as I have mentioned, I am working on some clan boss teams, and her, I already know that I do have this one. So now we're like, there's gonna be a few of the epics that I do already have and some that I'm still looking for. All right, 6 more to go. I'm excited we have some legendaries to build, you guys. As I said, I will be doing like highlight videos as well just for those champs specifically. So be sure you are following along my journey there. And then I will also do more account updates. So that is something else I've been doing along with my account. It's kind of letting you guys know like, oh, this is where my account is at this point. Oh, I do have him as well already, actually. I think. The name's familiar. Either that or I've done so much like looking over champs and skills for different videos. Okay, our last sacred shard. All right. And a strong finish because I actually did not have this champ, and this is a very good epic. So that is actually a very strong one to end on. From the sacred shards, we did manage to actually pull 3 legendaries. I, at most, was actually like, I'm not even saying expecting, but at most I was hoping for 1, but we did end up getting 3 in here. So very excited to actually build them. And then, as I said, we did also get some other epics in there that I will also kind of add to my short list to be built. That is it for my sacred shards, and I'm super excited. I walked into these summons like hoping to get 1, but definitely not expecting to get 3 of them. Again, I will be doing highlight videos and everything, so be sure that you subscribe. If you have any advice for me for these champions, then please comment that down below and let me know. If you did pull any of the sacred shards, how did your pulls go? Let me know, and I'll be sure I comment back to you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Next level.